Hey folks, Princess Davy here, coming at you with a movie review. This time I'm going to be talking about Scream, the requel released in 2022, and it was recently released over on the streaming platform Paramount Plus, which is where I watched it. No worries though, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm not going to spoil anything just yet. I will put out a spoiler alert before I get to the spoilers. So if you're curious what I thought of the movie, if you should watch the movie, you can feel free to watch this video, pause it, go and watch the movie Scream, and then come back and finish watching this video. Please finish watching this video, okay? But anyways, legit, it's a great movie, okay? It's a great horror movie. It is obviously like a requel, so a reboot and sequel, but I don't believe you have to see any of the previous films, maybe just the first one to get into it. But I honestly think it was such a good slasher film that you can just go into it with just a basic horror movie knowledge, or just as a willing participant, and get some enjoyment out of it, because it was really well executed, really well written, really well done, directed. It was just so good. There's something for everyone. If you're a horror movie fan, if you like slashers, you will enjoy this flick. I can't say too much more because I will spoil it. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Okay? Because I was kind of right. I was kind of right. I did a video about Scream theories a little bit ago. I will try and link it down below. I also did one about the poster they released where they said the killer is on the poster. But I was kind of right. In my video, I said that it was gonna probably be about. I did a bunch of theories, but one of my theories, actually, now that I think about it, it was like a blend of all of my theories. But what ended up happening was it was about fans not wanting to let go of the franchise, taking things to heart, thinking that they own movies and franchises and characters and things like that. And since Stab in Universe is based off of real people, that's why they're like luring people out like I said they would. They're luring them out with deaths and murders. One of the main characters, Dewey, dies, and that's what gets Sydney to finally come back to Respero. And a bunch of things that we didn't know was going to be revealed was revealed, like the main character being the daughter of Billy Loomis, one of the killers from the first film. It's wild being right, and like, even though I was still on the edge of my seat. I was still watching it, enjoying it. I was still like not knowing where it was gonna go, even though they literally told us that one of the killers, like who one of the killers was right at the beginning. I still was enjoying it. I was still like, I don't think it is. Was it gonna be him? I think it is gonna be him. It was good. It was great. And I know some folks probably aren't gonna like it because it's about fandoms, and like, maybe not, because I've heard really good things about the film. But it's one of those films where it's very much like poking fun at the fans itself, and it can go either way sometimes. I believe they kind of did that with the Ghostbusters like reboot, one of the Ghostbusters reboot, and it did not end well. But here I think it was done perfectly. And honestly too, I'm gonna say this and sound a little crazy, but I loved the ending where she just kept stabbing the fuck out of the killer, because like, so many times in horror movies, like the survivor, okay, maybe not even the survivor because of this situation, but the person that we're watching gets into the situation where the murderer has already murdered bunches of people. They have murdered their friends, they have murdered their families, they have gone on a massacre. They're in the situation where they like have the up on the killer. We're like, come on, please just finish it, like, oh my gosh, just run, just go. But I'm like, seriously, like, you know what, if you have the chance, finish him off. Finish him off, kill the killer. If the murderer is murdering, murder the murderer, okay? Like, I mean, just in horror movie situations, okay? I'm not condoning murder, but you know what I mean, right? Like, that's just, and I know some folks are gonna be, well, they're setting up a sequel. I get that, but sometimes, just sometimes, it's satisfying to see the hero or see the protagonist get one over the bad guy. At least to me, like, that's my ultimate satisfaction. Like, watching a horror movie, watching these people get murdered, and then like some sort of justice happening to the killer. And this character releasing all the pent up rage and frustration on this one figure was just like, it was so cathartic. Like, I was just like, yeah, to me, I was like, it felt good. It was great. It was a great film. It was so good. And like, I know they might do a second one, or not a second, but another like requel, a Scream 6. And I know that there was a little nod that Kirby might still be alive, but that might also be a joke, another little joke at the fans, being reading into things too much and not wanting things to be let go. So honestly, if they do another one, I don't want them to include Sydney or Gale Weathers. If they do, I don't want them to just be murdered right away. You know, I would rather have them survive in some capacity and just be there as like aides, you know, like coming in and like having little cameos. Because honestly, I feel like their story is done. Like we can move on with these new characters. We can even, if Kirby is alive, we can bring her back into the fold. But if they're gonna do another one, I don't really necessarily need Gale or Sydney. I think they have done their time. They have done their work. They have done their duty. Let's let them rest. Okay, at least from this fan, let's let them rest. Okay, because please, like I can't. I do not want to see. I lost it. Like when Dewey died, I was holding it in, and then the second Gale came into the picture, and I know I saw a little bit of it in the trailer, but I still lost it. I still lost it. It was such a good movie. And I still like, I don't know, I didn't see any of the extra features because I watched it on Paramount, but I do believe that some of the people who survived were involved. Maybe there were more killers. I don't think that there were just the two. I think maybe some of the people they murdered might have also been involved. I think maybe the whole friends group was involved. You know, the main friends group that lured the one sister in who was the daughter of Billy Loomis. I think maybe that's the whole killer. Like, I'm still on that angle that it's a cult, and I hate cult twists, so I'm glad they didn't do it in this one. If they do it in the next one, I'm just saying it now, I'm not going to be happy. I'll be right, but I won't be happy. Okay, that's it. Thanks. Let me know what you think of Scream if you saw it, and thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe and comment down below, you know, and all that jazz. And if you're new here, I don't know how to end videos, so maybe one day.